Welcome to True Stories, where real encounters take a dark and unexpected turn. Tonight's story isn't just about a console or a craving for coffee. It's about what happens when trust meets desperation, and someone's waiting in the dark to take advantage of both. This chilling account from a quiet town will make you think twice about answering a late-night knock. Buckle up, because what starts as an ordinary shift at Dunkin Donuts spirals into something far more disturbing. There was a time in my life when things felt like they were just barely holding together. I was juggling night classes at a small community college and scraping by with a part-time job at a Dunkin Donuts just outside a quiet little suburb called Easton Creek. It wasn't glamorous. Most evenings, I'd clock in at 2 p.m. and close up by 10:30 or 11, exhausted and sticky with syrup and fryer oil, but it paid enough to keep the lights on. The weeknights were usually slow, which meant endless coffee refills and podcasts on low volume while wiping down already clean counters. It wasn't ideal, but it gave me time to study during my breaks and save up a bit. Now, I've always been a bit of a tech geek, and when the Xbox One X launched, offering real 4K gaming, it felt like every gamer I knew was losing their minds. I wanted it bad. I started trimming every expense. No more takeout, no weekend movies, no impulse snacks at gas stations. It all went into my console jar. By the time Black Friday rolled around, I had enough to buy it outright. But getting one? That was a different story. I hit every electronics store around Easton Creek, Best Buy, Walmart, even the mom-and-pop places. I stood in freezing lines before sunrise, only to leave empty-handed. Online listings were no better. Prices were jacked up to ridiculous levels, and even the used ones were going for double the MSRP. 2 weeks passed. I was frustrated, drained, and ready to give up. Then, one night, everything changed, or at least I thought it did. I had just finished wiping down the coffee station at Dunkin and stepped outside to cool off. While sitting in my car with the engine idling, I scrolled through Craigslist, not expecting much. That's when I saw it. Xbox One X, brand new, $499, sealed, need cash before holidays, no games, just console, local only. No bidding, no firm price games, no weird requests. It felt honest, too honest. Still, I was desperate. I messaged the seller right then, told him I had cash, could meet up tonight, maybe even toss in gas money if he wanted to drop it off. He responded in under 5 minutes, said his name was Brian. He was out running holiday errands but could swing by my place around 9 p.m. That gave me pause. Something about inviting a stranger to my home felt off. I offered to meet at the Dunkin instead, but he said he was on a tight schedule and couldn't make any stops. It had to be a quick drop-off, he said. I hesitated, then reasoned with myself. I'd be at home, inside, with the door locked. If anything seemed sketchy, I just wouldn't open the door. I sent him my address. By 8:50, I was sitting in the living room, still in my Dunkin polo, with the porch light glowing and my wallet on the table. 9 p.m. came, nothing. 9:30, still no sign. I sent a text, no reply. Another message, nothing. By 11, I figured it was over, another dead lead. Maybe someone else offered more. Maybe it was just a hoax. Disappointed, I trudged to the bathroom and started brushing my teeth, telling myself I'd stop chasing pipe dreams. Then I heard it. Not a knock on the front door, but on the window. A soft, slow tapping. I froze. The blinds were closed and the house was dim except for the bathroom light. My phone was still charging on the kitchen counter. I crept out of the hallway, heart pounding, and peeked through the blinds. There was a man outside, early to mid-30s, dark hoodie pulled over his head, a messy beard. He wasn't looking at the house. He was scanning the street, like he was making sure no one else was watching. He stepped toward the front door and knocked this time. "Hey, it's Brian," he said, casual like we were old friends. "Sorry I'm late. Got caught up. You still got the cash?" I cracked the door just enough to keep the chain on. "Do you have the Xbox?" I asked. He motioned with his head. "Yeah, it's in the van." I leaned slightly and saw it, a white, beat-up panel van idling at the curb. Someone was in the passenger seat, but I couldn't see their face. "I'd rather just make the exchange here," I said, keeping my voice calm. Brian's expression shifted, his tone lost its friendliness. "Come on, man, it's right there. Just come get it." "I need to grab my wallet," I said, stepping back inside. The moment the door clicked shut, I grabbed my phone and ducked behind the counter, dialing 911 with shaking fingers. That's when I heard it, a loud slam against the front door. Then the screech of tires. The van peeled off down the road, disappearing into the night. When the police arrived, they found something lodged in the wooden frame of my door. A hatchet, buried deep, not tossed, not propped, driven in like someone tried to split the door open. They took my statement, but the Craigslist Post was already gone. The number went straight to voicemail and was disconnected the next morning. Brian, if that was ever his name, was a ghost. There never was an Xbox. What he wanted had nothing to do with games. Moral of the story: desperation can cloud your judgment, especially when you're chasing something you want badly. But no deal is worth your safety. In a world where strangers can find you with a tap, never trade caution for convenience, especially during the holidays.